Hey guys, I have had a few people approach me, PM me over the last 2 to 3 weeks, questions on PBNs, and mostly a couple of questions. One, it seems to be a time-consuming and a money-consuming process to find PBNs. And two, how can I use an expired domain or an auction domain and publish it as a news site so it ranks quickly? Can I even do that? So I just thought I'll put a video, explain a little bit, and show you, a few things that I do once a while. To answer the first question, finding good PBN, sourcing for them, yes, it is a time-consuming process. I have every step of my process from A to Z. I have trained VAs and have it pretty much systematized. The only thing that I haven't yet, and I still do them myself, only recently I started training a VA on that, is to find PBNs because somehow I just feel that PBNs, if you know to find good PBNs, source them, and then use them the right way, they can be a great asset to rank in your ranking strategy, right? So I kept it. I was doing it all these years, last for almost 4 years and a few months now. I haven't outsourced this to anyone. I've tested with different PBN vendors, and I've been either hurt badly because people have no idea what they do with PBNs and they think PBNs 4 years ago is the same as PBNs right now, or they have no idea what to do, how to source a PBN. They have PBNs with spammy backlinks, with hardly any backlinks. They have PBNs with like a million outbound links. It's really not worth. I haven't found a great person who sells good PBNs or PBN links. So for that reason, I don't trust anyone with PBNs. I have kept it close to my chest, and I do every week. Quite a bit of my time goes into sourcing for PBNs. It is a time-consuming process, yes. I am right now training a VA to spend 20 hours a week on searching for PBNs. So he's still being trained. I still do the majority of the work myself. That just should show you that PBNs are important. That's what I feel, right? Now, is it costly to look for PBNs? There are easier ways. Yes, if you have tools like Ahrefs or Majestic and you have a monthly membership, it makes it a bit easy. But even otherwise, without those, you can still go ahead and find good PBNs. And if you can find three, four, five PBNs to be able to rank a website, so then you can get paid $500 a month, then you can reinvest that money into more tools if you need. But if you're starting out and if you're tight on cash, you don't even need to get an Ahrefs membership or a Majestic membership. Again, there is group buys for Ahrefs and Majestic and all that, which is so much cheaper. But you could actually go ahead and just use Google to kind of understand how good or bad a PBN could be. I'll show you how I do that. So that's number one, the question number one. Number two, can you buy an expired domain or an auction domain like a PBN and then launch it as a money site? Yes, we can do that. You just have to be a little bit careful around you know, the name, the PBN, the domain that you bought. You don't want to buy a domain that says, jeffhealthinsurance.com and then launch it as a towing website. Who knows? You might still get some calls, but if somebody's searching for towing in your city and jeffhealthinsurance.com comes up, they may or may not click on that. You know what I mean? So you have to just be careful on how you use it. Second reason, if you're ranking it for a main keyword and that previous owner finds out for some reason, you could have issues. I mean, I haven't come across that, but I thought I'll do a case study on that. Let's see how that goes, right? Where we buy an auction domain and see how quickly we can rank for a local term, and then more importantly, once you rank it, can we monetize it? Can we rent it out? That's the whole goal. So we're looking at that too. So what I have here is Register Compass, and you could go to expireddomains.net and a few other domain vendors, where you can go and buy these domains, PBNs. But basically, I'm sorry, I just had to make sure I log out of Facebook so I don't get the notifications. But basically, what I'm doing is I'm going to go ahead into Register Compass. and I'm going to look for PBNs. One, just using Google, just to show you that we can identify a pretty decent domain, a PBN domain without Ahrefs or Majestic. And two, I want to see if we can do a case study where we buy a PBN domain and then launch it as a money site and see how quickly we can rank it. Okay. So I'm in Register Compass right now. I have just filled in a few, search criteria here. So I'm looking for any PBNs or domains that are higher than domain authority of a 10. Why am I doing that? The more domain authority they have, the more backlinks and power these PBNs have, the higher my chances of being able to rank just with on-page optimization, right? That's the reason I'm looking for at least a 10. You could do 20, you could do 5, it's up to you really. I want to see if I can find a PBN where I buy a PBN and then just with basic on-page optimization be able to rank for a low to medium competition keyword in a city and be able to get some calls. That's the main thing, and be able to rent the website out. I'm just looking for GoDaddy and all types of auction, public, buy now. That's usually the two ones that I go to, public and buy now. You could test with other ones. Expires the next 2 days. I don't want to go 20 days and wait. Again, you can play with this, right? I'm looking for domain age, domains that were published in 2016 and before, so at least 2 years old. And then I also am looking for at least with one edu backlink and a trust flow of at least 5. Now you can play with these again, like I said, but this is what I'm searching for. I'm leaving the domain contains or starts and ends this field blank. But again, you could go ahead and say, let's say you want to rank, see if you can find a rank a PBN domain as a money site in the tree removal niche. You can just type in TREE and search, and so you get domains which have the word tree in it. And so if you have something like tree USA tree.com or whatever, the PBN, even you theme it to a tree money site, it still makes some sense because the keyword tree is there in the domain, in the root domain, the domain URL, right? Or if you're in the personal injury lawyer niche or divorce lawyer niche, you could search for a lawyer or legal, and if you find a PBN, a domain, an auction domain with that word, relevant keyword in that domain, the chances are when you rank that, people see it and say, okay, it's something to do with lawyer, right? Whereas if you find a PBN, whereas if you find a PBN that says, like I said, health insurance, or even worse, like um, turkeyescorts.com, and it's great backlink, clean backlinks, and you're trying to trying to rank it for personal injury lawyer, you know, anywhere, nobody's going to click on it, is what I would think. So you do your due diligence, use your common sense, but this is what I'm going to do basically. So I actually have results about 679 auction domains. Again, you can text with expired domains and expiring domains. Most of these expired domains may not be indexed, but once you put content on it, they could get indexed, right? But there is also a study that says that when an domain is expired, they lose all the metrics, the power, the DA, the PA, and all the power. So we don't know how much true that is. I just stick to auction domains just because when I've tested with both, I seem to have more results with auction domains. So let's see. So we got 679 auction domains. So I started looking into these. The way I would look into this is, let's say I just want to get a cheap domain. Now that's just my criteria, okay? If you have a budget of $100 or $500, go ahead and buy a PBN for $500, if it's worth it. But I'm just looking for a quick win. All I'm looking for is two things. One, be able to find out if these PBNs, if I can look into the quality of the PBNs just using Google. And two, I want to see if I can buy them fast for and cheap for 10, 12, $8 and be able to do some on-page optimization and rank for a local niche, right, where I can rent it out. So let's just go. So the way I see it is okay. I'm just going to go through this. The first one, sclifestyle.com. One of the first things I would do is I would actually open up google.com and I would say site and then put the domain because I want to see if it's even indexed. In this case, this is not indexed. And like I said, if you put content on it, it may get indexed, but I'm staying away from it right away. Okay. Let's just go to the next one. The next one says medium and message themes.com. Again, you got to use your common sense. Maybe if you find this, you can use this for a web design web company website, like a web design company, because it's got themes in it. I don't know you. I don't know if you can use this for a plumbing website, right? But let's just see how it is in the first place. Okay, so I want to first see if it's even indexed. Okay, so great. This site is indexed, so that's number one. Okay, it's passed, it's indexed, great. Next thing I want to do is I want to take this and I want to go and I want to search within double quotes. Why am I doing that? Because this would give me all the other websites that are linking to this website using this URL as the anchor text. So this website is linking, and just by looking at it, I can know, okay, it looks like, there's some good looking, I mean, good, decent websites linking to it. But then I also see, looks like some foreign websites. Now, this may or may not be spam. I don't know. But usually I start to stay away when I say, when I see some spam. Okay. So I hope you get the idea, right? Next one, oysterbaymusicfestival.com. Let's look at that if it's even indexed in the first place. But just looking at a domain that says oysterbaymusicfestival.com, will I be able to use this as any local site? I don't know. So, let's just see, put it over here. Check index. Okay, it is indexed. Awesome, great. It seems to have been a music concert in the town of Oyster Bay in New York. So that's another thing, right? This has got a city name Oyster Bay in it. Second, when we search it within double quotes. Um, okay, it's got some decent backlink. It's got, obviously it was a real site, facebook.com. Tammy, I mean, it's got some sites linking to it, LinkedIn, stuff like that. So decent backlink profile, right? Now, could there have been other spam backlinks? There is a possibility, but just by going off of websites that are linking to this site using this naked URL, it doesn't seem to be. See, there's even an EDU website linking to it, DA71. That's a good sign. New York Times. So this was a real website once upon a time. Now, one thing you can do is there is a site called OpenSiteExplorer.org. It gives you 2 to 3 searches a day for free, I think. You can go in and put it in there and see if it shows any other backlinks, right? So let's just take that. If it opens up, okay, here we go. Put in the root domain and search. See, gives you 10 queries for 2 weeks or for a month, looks like. Okay, so it is searching right now. So we're going to see if it has any other backlinks. 1 second. So okay, here we go. So it's got 22 domains, 52 backlinks. Let's see the anchor text ratio. Anchor text is pretty decent. Look at that. It is pretty decent, right? I would definitely look into buying this and doing something with it. You can also go to majestic.com, and if you really see, Majestic also gives you 1 or 2 searches a week or a day or something like that. So the whole idea is you do not have to buy. So you can just put in the website over here, right? You do not have to buy Ahrefs and Majestic. You can still get some decent links. So let's just go through this list. I definitely want to keep this Oyster Bay, so we're going to keep Oyster Bay in the back end just to make sure we have it. We're going to keep going down. Let me pause it, do some more, and come back to you. Okay, so the one that I had seen was this domain here, edneb.org. When I had actually looked into it, if you see the backlinks over here, edneb.org, it seems pretty decent. I mean, we got some Angel Fire, some .edu, GeoCities is such an old website that was there 10 years ago. But there's no spammy backlinks, it's something about Nebraska. So it looks okay to me too, and it is indexed. It is indexed. I think when I did a search within double quotes, it did give me some decent looking backlinks. I don't think I saw any so something to do with schools and something, but I didn't see any spammy foreign backlinks. And this is also pretty decent, I would think. So I would probably choose one of these two and see if we can do something out of it, right? Now, so we have two domains over here we could go from, right? One is edneb.org, okay? Such a doesn't make sense. I mean, it doesn't have any. It could be anything. EDNAB could be a towing site, it could be a music site, it could be anything. Okay, we could theme it to anything. Is what I'm saying. Whereas OysterBayMusicFestival.com, great looking site, but the name. I mean, if I'm looking for any nature like tree removal, I'm not going to click on OysterBayMusicFestival.com. I may or may not. I mean, out of every 10 visitors, maybe 5 may not click on this, is what I'm thinking. I may lose traffic. But here, it doesn't matter. As far as I put the title tag saying tree removal, Detroit, Michigan, or however, it should be okay, is what I'm thinking. So, the other one is, the age of edneb.org, 2000. This was a 2012, so this is definitely aged more. Let's see, domain authority of 14, page authority of 10, whereas this one is 13 and 19, so pretty much same. Let's just go and see EDU links. We got two EDU links for Oyster Bay Music Festival, and this has got four. I mean, in all probabilities, looks like EDNEB is a good one. The last thing I would do is go to Wayback Explorer, Wayback Machine, and see what kind of a website it was. If it had been changed to a PBN already, things like that. So let's click on that, put in our two domains, and we'll pick one, and let's see if we can do a case study. Okay, so let's go to edneb.org first. Let's see what kind of website they were. So this year in 2018, what kind of website was that? It doesn't even have it crawled. So let's go back. Um, let's just choose 2011 just to see where it was in 2011. I'm going to pause till it comes up. Okay, here you go. Click on that. Let's see what comes up, what kind of a domain it was. Marketing your business online. I wonder if this was some planning your wedding, play for fun, teen and computer. This looks to me like a PBN domain, linking to casinos and stuff. Let's go some more years and see if it was something else. Don't even know. It doesn't even show up. Let's see that. So that domain looked a bit like it was changed over time, but again, it's been like in existence for 18 years. And then when I searched in the Wayback Machine for Oyster Bay Music Festival, this domain expired just a month ago, right? Um, So this could be an error on their part. They could always come back and, want it back. Um, so in the interest of, for two reasons. One, this was expired just recently. I don't want the original owners coming back and demanding the website back. Legally, I don't have to give it to them, but I don't want to spoil their business if it was a real site, right? And also the name, I cannot really theme this to much as a money site. As a PBN, I can. As a money site, it might be a little bit difficult. And so for that reason, I'm going to go ahead buy edneb.org, um, and see if I can launch it as a site and see how that goes. So I'll keep you updated in the next video.